Hello and welcome back. Sunday morning, 10:30 sourcing video. A, I don't make what sold videos on Sundays. B, I usually don't make sourcing videos at 10:30, but I got back at like 8:30 yesterday. And that route that I went to was Medina, so I went to Medina Goodwill. Then I went to John's, and at the end of this video, I just made a video kind of showcasing the bike. So at the end of this video, there will be a video of me describing and showcasing the mountain bike. I was there for about a half an hour and then went to the VOA in Brunswick and then the Goodwill in Brunswick, which those are like three businesses separated in the same plaza. And the Goodwill in Strongsville, I didn't go to. Their media section is, again, very small there. They probably only carry maybe 50 CDs, about the same in DVDs, maybe 100 books. That is very small media section. The Salvation Army, by the time I would have got there, would have closed in 10 minutes. So I went straight to the Goodwill in Brook Park, nothing. And then the other one, and I don't remember exactly where it is, but the Parma Goodwill, I'll call it, nothing there. And then went to Savers and got a few things there. Back home about 8:30. Mother-in-law's in town, right? So there's that. And then my wife and daughter just went out to go meet up with her and her friend. And then they're going to run around and do some stuff locally up here because she hasn't been, well, I don't think she's ever been in Menor and seen any of the stuff up here. So that's what they're doing today. Sales, for the most part, are doing fairly well considering the time frame and all that. Today I reset my monthly sales, so I run sales all month long, and it starts off at a bracket of 39% and 37, 35. So it's the top 200 and the next top 200 and the next top 200. That gets reset at the last day of the month to last the month. And some months I will run a little extra higher sale for a couple days, 3-4 days. I just didn't do that today. And then go over what I got. And then today I'm going to go run up to the miscellaneous bar, or not. Well, I might. But the last day for the sale down in Chardon is today. Not like they really have a lot, but there are a couple stores down there I go to. That one and the Goodwill. And then I could take some back roads down to Miscellaneous Barn or back up all the way up into Painesville. That way it's still relatively local. But let's find out what I got yesterday. So all these, there's going to be a couple I'm going to remember the price on. For the most part, no. If they're going to be $2, most of the stuff is going to be $20, if not more. So probably $20. I think that one's over 30. That one's 20. This is Species 1, 2, and 3. Sealed Scandal. This was at a Goodwill and doesn't have that sticker. So Goodwill, that store, I think they were $1.49. I don't remember. Or $1.71, which have you. But still, that's about $20. These hee-haws, sealed. I want to say one is like 50, 60, and the other is like 40 or 50. And these are $2 each. These here, $4, right? So $1 a DVD. I want to say it's this particular one is about the only one. If you type in 2012 Easy VBS, it's about the only one that does sell regularly for about $20. So I have all the other ones that are sealed. I'll untape this and kind of type everything else up and see how it turns out. If it turns out better for me, just put all of these in for like $60. I'll do that. But $4. And while I was waiting on the guy to come out with the cart with the new media, that's what he said he was going to do. And he said it'd be like 10 minutes, and it was almost an hour. So I went over to the frames and I found these frames. These are the Lacoste, the little crocodile Lacoste frames. I don't know, like $50 maybe. Get into these here. So this is made by Michael Negrin from, I thought there was a year on it. I thought it was like 2005. That's what I thought. Guess not. So this guy's stuff, non-journal wise, does sell as kind of like the that Beth Zeitz, whatever her name is, the astrology, the sun and moon things, that journal. So there was no journals listed or have sold, but her stuff sells really well. It's the same thing with this here. No journals have sold, or notebooks or paper or things like that. But for the $2, this one may have even been half off. It could have been, being that it was $8.13, because they start doing their sales 2 weeks after an item comes out. So if pink was on sale, then it would have either been 25% or 50% off. But whichever. So I got this. It's a clean journal. It doesn't have any pages missing. So this would just be for someone just to have and kind of display like this, or use for whichever purpose. And if I can get $20 to $30 for it, cool beans. More likely. And with that, this is one I would type in, and I would go into Google and see if there's any other like different websites that have offered this or whichever, so I can get a better gauge on a price. Grief Redefined. So when I was really digging in and waiting for the guy to come out with the new media stuff, I was really digging in, and this was a book that was facing this way. And I got it, and I looked. I was like, grief? Well, that's very specific. I don't remember. It's maybe $25, $30. Nothing super spectacular, but enough for me to pay $1 for it. This is kind of the weird one. So this was at a Goodwill. Which one was this one at? Medina. So Medina's books are $1.50. Well, most of those down there in the Medina and Summit County are $1.50. This is a very disturbing. It's called War Against War. Hardcovers sell for about $100. Paperbacks are $50 to $60. But this is very disturbing, macabre. Images in this book. So War Against War, paperback, you probably don't think much about it, but like, I don't know. So I grab it. It has enough interesting words to it, and I look it up. Since it doesn't have barcode, type that in. I don't think any were listed. Then one in the Terapeak, I narrowed it down, and the hardcovers are again like $100, and paperbacks are 40 to 80. I don't remember too much, but it was definitely enough for me to pay $1.50 for it. Now, I was just watching John at Small Town Bookseller. He started to kind of get more into a little non-media stuff. Yeah, one of the things that he mentioned is that he picked up a car owner's manual, which I have, and I have sold them before. And it is one of those I wouldn't really say be on the lookout, but definitely if you see them, they are one of those you want to look up. So just this right here, 2016 Mazda MX-5 owner's manual, the Miata. So the Miata is is a tuner car, right? So it is one of those to where for people who want to keep everything nice and good and complete, these owner's manuals. Now, I paid up for it, and then 20% off that, which still doesn't matter, it's still $550. But these are 50 to 70 bucks. Now, you can get them with just you can get just like the leather or the cloth pouch, the replacement pouch is like 30 bucks. You can get these things absolutely complete with all the paperwork for 100 bucks. But these are $50 to $70 just for the book. And they sell pretty quick. I think for just the book or the book and other literature, there are maybe 4 listings. And then if you go into Souls, there's like 20 of them that have sold. So they do sell. So be on the lookout for these owner's manuals. They do sell. Some places, I mean, I doubt you're going to pay $7 other places. And I did pay the $7 because I know it will sell and it will sell quick. And 7 into even 50 is not going to kill me. Rattle through these CDs. I think there's 1 or 2. I mean, no, there's more than 1 or 2. There's probably 20 different CDs in here. So it was a pretty good run for CDs as well. So this is Coldplay. This would have been at the Goodwill. So it was either $1.71 or $2. So this is called Coldplay Ghost Stories with the slipcover. No, yeah, they're $2 at those Goodwills. So this I think was a little over 20 bucks. Time Life, I really don't do a whole lot of Time Life stuff unless it's already in a box like this. There are some select ones that you're going to see with the Time Life down here. There are some select generational decade ones and some genre ones that individually they're 20, 30 bucks just for one CD. This was already boxed up and it's still $2. And these are like 25, 30 bucks. Tiana, look at her. She looks like Meryl Streep and Uma Thurman combined. Don't know who Tiana is. I may have heard some of her songs. This is from, and the sticker is more likely covering up the year. Now, I'm not saying a year on it. Let the music play. So at the Goodwill in Parma, or at the Savers in Parma, they're $3 DVD, $3 a CD. So I have to be a little more picky on what I'm buying. So this is probably closer to 30 bucks. This 3-6 Mafia Tear the Club Up Thugs bonus CD. Both of them are in here. They are clean. They just have a few real minor surface scuffs on them. I want to say this one is like 40 or 50 bucks. Again, when I'm naming these, I'm trying to remember what I was looking up now, 14, 15, 16 hours ago. And then when I go through so many, I really don't remember. When I'm scanning and I'm determining if I'm going to buy it or not, that's my price point. Like, well, if they want 3, it's still got to get at least 20. That way, that extra dollar or whichever doesn't, it's not going to chew me up. If they wanted $7 for something that sells for 20, no. And so that $3 mark, usually I try to stay close to that 1 to 10 ratio. It's not absolute, but if something is $3 and it sells for 20, and it can sell pretty quick, yeah, I'll buy it. If something is $5 and it sells for 15, and one sells every 3 months, chances are no, because I don't need to buy that because I can get so much more stuff that goes quicker. All right, Conway Twitty Christmas. Now it does have a broken, kind of bashed in case right here, so I'm not going to take the seal off to replace the case. So that will be in the listing. It's about 25, 30 bucks. 12 inches of Mic-Mac 12-inch extended club version, volume 2. So there's multiple volumes of them. Again, very minor surface scuffs on these. It's about $40, $50. There's other volumes. I think all the other ones listed is not volume 2. And going into Terapeak and look them up, most of them sell for like $40, $50. So there's that one. I'll just say $40, $50. Project Pat from 2001, maybe? 2001. This is a good one that came up on Scan for like $80. They sell for a little less than that, but not a whole lot listed, not a whole lot sold. So go into Terapeak and actually see what it's more likely to get. And so this is going to be, again, very minor surface stuff. This is going to pay an homage to Media Picker and, you know, a lot of other people who do sell CDs and stuff know that, you know, early hip hop and rap and stuff does sell. But I watch Media Picker more over than I watch other channels like James Hofstetter or Hofsteller or My Happy Reseller Life, whatever you changed it to. He's been around for a while, so if I'm giving plugs for channel names, it's because they're smaller channels. But I'll say 80, 70 conservative. You know what? I'll just make it 69. Jonathan Edwards, not really a fast seller. It's still like $25. Urea Heap Live. I have sold one of these. It's in a sourcing or in a sold video quite many months ago. This one does need a little love. So this is going to go on the resurface stack. And I asked the girl at the counter, I was like, hey, this CD's scratched up, so if it doesn't work, then what? She goes, you can bring it back. I was like, or you can charge me $1 for it. She's like, all right. 3-pack, Mac Davis. All of them are in here. If it had a booklet, it's not in here. Still like $60, maybe 50. This was $1.50 for me to pay for it. The Everly Brothers, I'm going to say is like 25. Ice Cube, $20, 25. This might have been the one that was, oh, okay. So that one I think is like 25. Boom, 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 boom. Don't ask me to sing for them. They never have. And Bone Thugs and Harmony, a Cleveland local band. They have a sign that was just put up not too long ago that I think is called Harmony Lane or BTH Lane or something like that, not too far in the city of Cleveland. I'm sure the sign has probably been stolen by now. But this, something, the World's Enemy, that's not what it's called. I guess it is. World's Enemy, I think $25, $30. Cross Canadian Ragweed, not sure, had two. I think I had to look this one up, so it's still like $20 maybe. It's Chris Isaac, I think it's like 15. Sealed, only reason really why I got it. And this Aussie Buzzard Oz. It's a good one to just buy for just the artwork. And that's why I bought it. Because the artwork, replacement artwork for this sells for about $20. Right. So for me to pay $1.50 for it or $2, whatever it was. And I asked at the Goodwill, I was like, hey, that doesn't have a CD in it. She goes, well, if you rude. Like old Full House. How rude. That, all right. And then this Biblay. This is a 1958. So in some Bibles, you need to read the last words of the paragraph on the preface page. And it will, in words, it'll give the year. So if you don't see a year print, read those last words. So this is Collins Ruby Clear Type Small Pocket Bible KJV number 1398X. So I typed in Collins Ruby, some other stuff. This is like $50, $60 Bible. Maybe a little more because it's pretty much brand new in the box. I mean, open box, but brand new book. And then total for the 4 stops, $14.68, $4.27, so 14, 18, 19, and 26 is 45, and 23 is 68. Ooh, back to 69. So $69 total. I'm not even going to really fathom on what it was, but I'll just kind of quickly and arbitrarily say $1,000. So we have 8. Usually, 8 and 13 is 22, 21, 23, 34. So if I go 25 of the 34 is, so 20, 30 is 700. And then 17, so probably 1,000. A little less, a little more. All right, so combined with this video and then the bike video, this video was going to be about 30 minutes. All right, so that's what I got. Pretty good sourcing yesterday. Haven't done any new purchased items listings in, it's been like a week because I've just been doing sell summers, going out, coming back. That's not what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go out and go get more stuff. It's always better for you to go out and get more stuff than it is for you to list the stuff that you have. You're eventually going to get to listing the stuff you have. And I know that's kind of contrary to what I usually say. I don't let stuff sit and get death pile. But a death pile is otherwise something that you just keep adding to it and keep telling yourself, I'm going to get to it. And then that death pile turns into a mound. And then you have hundreds and hundreds of items. Now, hundreds and hundreds of CDs can add up real fast. However, I have the structure to where I know one of these days, I think next week there's going to be a day that's going to be like 82 or something, which is going to be, whoo-hoo, that's going to be warm. I might stay in that day. I don't know. Or since any stores that are going to be open tomorrow are going to be really, I want to really say really busy, but they're going to be busier because usually they will coincide with a beginning of school sale and then Labor Day sale and all the other stuff. So I try not to go out sourcing when, or let me phrase it like this. I prefer to go out sourcing during the week, during the regular hours of anywhere from 11 to 3, 11 to 4 is when I prefer to hit stores because there's way less people in them. So I get in, get to the section, get to looking stuff up, turn around, get out, go to the next store. Less traffic during that time frame, less people during that time frame, so I can get my main part of work done that requires me to go to and from quicker because there's less people I have to deal with in the stores and on the road. That's just part of time management. So why would I go out sourcing from 4:30 to 6:30 during rush hour? It's going to eat up my time doing that. All right, so that's going to wrap that one up. So if you like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned, awesome sauce. Let me know what the comment down below. There's some varying things in here, like the car manuals, very macabre type books. Stay, Mac. Tell me thinking going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. Those all help. And enjoy the video about the bike. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, there she is. The 1998 Univega dual action team, dual suspension XTR mountain bike I got in Chardon, Ohio, at the Discovery thrift store, Discovery Cancer thrift store, for 40 bucks. So I got this back in October or November of 24. Went on some Facebook mountain biking pages, and people recommended me to go see a guy by the name of Johnny down in Medina, which is about an hour from me. And well, he did a lot of repairs and a lot of cleaning. You can see here that cassette is all nice and clean. Brand new chain. He took the derailleurs off and cleaned them, greased anything, lubed anything needed to be lubed up. So I get new chain, new houses, new cables, and the little donut things. Cleaned up the shock. I don't know if he did a rebuild on it or not. I don't think he did because it was pretty clean and it was holding air. Cleaned this up, the pivot arm. Cleaned up that XTR. Got new pedals. Took the cassette off and put a new carbon fiber chain stay guard thing, whatever those are. What else we got here? Some bar ends. I brought some bar ends down that were different. Oh no, these, he actually put these on. I don't think he had bar ends before. And I put the new grips on, which are soft for your palm. Clean up the shifters. Now the shifters, we want to think that it was something different because that's an XTR NXT, but still for 40 bucks regardless. I like the rapid fire, but I would have liked to have had the ones with the numbers. But to find those new old stock or even clean good working were like 300 bucks. So I was like, nope, just stick with those. Well, it's these Surface WD tires. So we went over a handful of different types of designs and tread patterns and stuff, and this is the ones that I liked. Preferred those. I think I forgot to put new ones of those on. I wanted red. I'll see if we can head down there some other time. Put new brake pads on. Clean up the shock. The actual shock didn't need to be redone because it's not leaking anything anywhere. So I have, and a new saddle. This is the one he recommended, and the saddle that there was before. Now saddles, you're looking like, man, there's no way that can be comfortable. But depending on your tailbone size and your weight structure, different saddles do different things at different feels. And he recommended this Charge. And I rode a couple other bikes that had different saddles, and just the better immediate feel was this Charge. So that was like 30 bucks. The tires combined, I think were like 75. And they were telling me they pay $50 to $60 a tire, and what they cost now. I think that was about it, besides the cleaning and the tuning and few of the other things. Like I said, the new tires, the saddle, the chain, this little smack thing, chain smack thing, tubes, new tire or new tubes in there, water bottle bracket from Delta. And then he touched up a little bit of paint, but some of this bigger stuff like that he left. He tried to touch up down in here, but the colors just didn't match. Instead of that, the 100 I have in parts and the 220 I gave him and the 40 that I paid for the bike. So that's 260, 360, about $400 in a bike. That's about $5,000 now. All right, now gonna get myself more into writing, and then I can get myself more into other places where I can tune my body up. I don't know what all those stickers are, but they look pretty cool. And I had them go with like this reddish orange with different tones, different colors of reds and the red orange. All right,